called the EV3 game. I built a game so that these tires and wheels represent a small cup, and one of them will have the ball inside it. Then it's going to mix it around, and I programmed it to do so that you can guess which one has the ball. It doesn't always work because sometimes it collides with each other and it turns upside down, but it's supposed to work so that it will turn it and it won't collide with each other, and then eventually you're supposed to guess which one has the ball. So I used RSDLC in this because my goal was to build a game where each side turns and the ball and the small cups are mixed. I designed it so that these parts went multiple ways, and it didn't only go this way or this way. It went both ways, and it would wait so that it wouldn't collide. And I programmed it 2 different ways. Actually, I think 3. The first way I tried to program it was to make sure that this picks it up, and then that part I kept. But what happened was I made a loop so that this would go twice and this would go once. But what happened was that usually collided with each other. So I stopped that, and what I used was brick programming. Brick programming is where you press the buttons on the EV3 to make it either go this way or this way or this way or this way. So I used brick programming, and not all the times does it collide, but sometimes it does actually collide. And I tested it out many times because it's a very hard project to do. And since I used 2 different types of programming to do, I ended up using the second type because it actually had a more chance of not colliding. And so it doesn't always work, but I'm gonna try it out. Didn't work. See, there are many details of the part where it doesn't actually work. And wait. So sometimes it just doesn't pick this up. Sometimes it collides with each other. So I use themes in this. I use technology, engineering, and arts. I use technology to program my build, and I use 2 different ways, as I said. I used engineering to build this and to make these turn 2 different ways. And I used arts to add multiple extra parts to it. For example, this back part, it acts as a backbone because earlier it was imbalanced, it kept toppling over. And so I'm gonna try to make it work again, but it might not work. It almost worked. But basically it's supposed to go here and then, okay.
What do you do with the test sensor?
And then it's supposed to mix it like that. What I made it to do is, when I press this, it would go that way. When I press this, this would go this way. When I press this, it would go that way and that way. And then when I press the middle button, the entire program would stop working. And that's that. And then the static parts I used were the pegs, the friction pegs, and the beams, the ink, and the and then the dynamic parts were the gears, and yeah, I think
that's it.
Yeah, and then the electronic parts was the EV3, the motors, and there's another motor back here that lets this go up and down. The infrared sensor, even if I didn't use it. This other touch sensor, and I didn't use it either. And yeah, that's it. Any questions? Yes?